Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ozioma, and in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the 11 things I wish I knew way sooner. I've got to say this that there are certain things in life that you just will not understand and you just will not learn until you've actually gotten to experience them by yourself. And that's not because you're like a knucklehead or that you're very stubborn and adamant towards life. No matter how many books, podcasts you listen to, no matter how many older friends and family members you associate yourself with, you just will never understand it until you actually get to experience it. Now, I will just say what you don't know, you don't know. Because if I knew them way before now, way before my 20s, as a matter of fact, my life would have been much more easier. So basically, I'm going to be sharing it with you, and I hope it helps you in case you've experienced it before or you're currently going through it, so that this can be a guide to help you navigate through it all. Now, let's get straight into it. Number one, you don't have an excuse to not be financially independent. And when I say this applies to every single gender out there. But because my channel is mostly for women, I'm basically going to narrow it down to the women. So I'm going to say right now, as women, you don't have an excuse to not be financially independent. Just because you have a rich partner, just because you come from a financially stable home, just because you surround yourself with rich friends, rich colleagues, and stuff like that, people's money is not your money, and you need to understand that. You need to have it ingrained on your forehead and deep inside your brain, because you need to understand that whoever has the money has the power. When someone has the money and you depend on them for money, they have the power to dictate how you live your life, what you do with your life, what you deem worthy of your time, and what you do not deem worthy of your time. Anybody that has the power to feed you literally has the power to starve you, because someone's money at the end of the day is not your money and will never be your money. They can only give you a fraction of what they possess. But imagine if you have everything you've ever wanted, you have all the money you could ever dream of. If you wanted something, you would not give yourself a fraction of it. You would give yourself every single thing you truly desire. But any other person out there would only give you a fraction of what you want or a fraction of what they actually possess. And if they have the power to feed you, like I said, they definitely have the power to starve you. Because if you're solely depending on them for all your daily needs, your priorities, your basic needs, what if one day they are no longer accessible? What if their finances are no longer accessible to you? What would you do? Let's say you're depending on your parents for money and suddenly your parents go bankrupt, then you are bankrupt. Let's say suddenly you lose your parents, then you lose your source of income. Think smart. As a woman, always remember that someone else's money is definitely not your money. Learn to make your own money and keep some of it too. Success means different things to different people. So you need to learn how to focus on your own game. Now, this is very, very important. Yeah. And also learn to stop spending the money you don't have on things that you do not need. Now, let me explain. I used to be obsessed with shoes, but I never really had much shoes. I only had like one or two pairs of shoes. And I always saw people that had fancy shoes, amazing outfits. And when I see someone that has really nice shoes, I admired the person, I admired their shoes. Now, fast forward years later, I currently have more shoes than I can actually wear. And I'm not saying this to brag, yeah, but I just want to explain something to you. Now I have all these shoes. Guess what? Some of them are expiring. Some of them I've not even worn them for once since I got them. And I love shoes so much. What am I trying to say? Sitting down and looking at my closet piled up with shoes that I barely wear, that's basically not a very good financial decision if you ask me. Because right now, reflecting on my spending habits on getting those shoes, I came to realize that, you know, shoes don't make me feel good about myself. I love to look good, But what's the point of having more shoes than I can wear? And I caught myself thinking the other day, and I was like, I'd rather spend a huge sum to get two pairs of shoes than spend a huge sum to get 50 shoes that I would barely even wear. You need to understand that success means different things to different people. So pay attention to yourself, because when I saw people wear really beautiful shoes, I thought if I had so many shoes, I would feel fulfilled. I feel amazing. I feel good. I am happy. I am grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for the ability to be able to afford those shoes and to be able to wear them. But you need to understand that being here at this point, I came to realize that I don't need 100 shoes to feel fulfilled. Okay, that's not my definition of success. And I would not have realized that if I did not get to experience it. Because if someone told me, you don't need to get a new pair of shoes, I would probably be like, what do you know? I love shoes. You probably don't love shoes. So we are on different levels. But regardless of my love for shoes, I currently came to realize that I do not need 100 pairs. I do not need 50 pairs of shoes. I only need 3 pairs of shoes, 4 pairs of shoes, and I'm completely good to go. So, what am I trying to say? Pay attention to yourself, focus on your own path, and stop spending the money you do not have, getting the things you do not need. To try new things once in a while, because you might actually find pieces of yourself you didn't even know existed. Anybody that knew me way before now, way before my content creation journey, would be shocked at the idea that I even started a YouTube channel. And I love the idea of starting a YouTube channel because it gave me confidence, it gave me a voice. Way before now, I've been so introverted. I will definitely not put myself out there and I would definitely not speak up. But starting a YouTube channel helped give me a different perspective towards life. I came to realize, oh, I can actually do this social media thing. Oh, I can actually interact with people. Oh, I can actually have a voice of my own, and I would never have really figured this out. I would probably still be this insecure, timid, shy person, extremely introverted individual if I did not start a YouTube channel. So I found a new side of me by starting a YouTube channel. And the same thing goes to any other skill you want to learn. You're definitely going to find a new side of you when you venture into new things. You're going to learn not just about things and people. You're definitely going to learn new things about yourself that you didn't even know were embedded in you. So why lock yourself up in a box when you have the opportunity to be so much more in this lifetime? Don't be scared of losing yourself. I mean, how else do you plan on finding yourself? Now, this is something I had to learn some years back. I never really knew one could lose themselves so much. I got to a point in my life where I would stare at myself in the mirror and I basically did not recognize the person staring back at me. And I always wondered at what point did I lose myself, And deep down, I actually knew when it all started, but I just didn't want to accept that to myself. So basically, at that point, I literally got scared of myself. I got scared of my thoughts, my actions, my motives, stuff like that. But I feel like that's the beauty of life. Don't be so uptight with life. Don't be so uptight with yourself. Laugh at yourself sometimes, even at your dumbest decisions, your clumsiest choices. You need to start learning how to laugh at yourself and don't take yourself way too seriously. And when you find yourself at the point where you feel like you've lost yourself and you do not recognize the person standing in front of you, that's the point to self reflect. Don't be scared of yourself, okay? Because you're malleable, you are a potter, and your personality is clay. So every single day, you have the opportunity to transform yourself into absolutely anything you want to be. So don't be scared. So for me, in that situation where I stared at the mirror and I couldn't recognize the person that was staring back at me, it gave me an opportunity to self reflect. And from that dark version of myself, I got to learn new things about myself, you know. I got to learn, okay, this is the things I did, these are the choices I made that brought me to this situation. And the person I'm staring at the mirror is definitely not me. I do not love her. I do not adore her. I do not respect her. I feel nothing but hatred and disgust for her. So now I'm like, what got me to this point? Why do I feel this way about myself? And it helped me reflect. And from reflection, I came to realize, okay, I cannot do certain things anymore. I cannot entertain certain kind of friends in my life. I cannot entertain certain types of topics. I cannot allow certain things to get into my personal space. Now, being able to recognize these things helped me set a different standard for myself in my life. Now, currently in my life, before I even entertain friendships or relationships or even certain conversations, I'm going to ask myself, does this person align with the goals, visions, values that I have for myself? Now, if this person doesn't fall into that category, then I wouldn't even stress or bother entertaining that friendship or relationship in my life. Now, if I wasn't in that dark place, if I didn't lose myself, I wouldn't know the difference between light and day. I wouldn't know the difference between what's good and what's bad. I wouldn't know the difference between what's good for me and what's bad for my soul. But because I was at that place where I lost myself, it helped me reflect, it helped me pay better attention, and most importantly, it helped me set a different kind of principle that would help me get me closer to the life of my dreams. So don't be scared to lose yourself once in a while. I mean, if you find out that you've lost yourself, it's just an opportunity for you to reflect on the things you're currently tolerating in your life and how to eliminate them and set better boundaries spiritually, mentally, and physically with those around you. Get comfortable with losing people because that's bound to happen every once in a while. I used to be this kind of person that when people walked away from me or when I lost people in my life, I would beat myself up. I would get really depressed. I would internalize everything that happened. When people walk away, I'm thinking, oh, I'm not a good person. Oh, I did something that made them leave. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. I never see things from the right perspective. I only see it from the point of where I'm the one with the problem. And I'll be wondering, why would people treat me so badly? Like, am I really that bad? Can't I keep friends, relationships, stuff like that? But thank God for growth. I've come to realize that people only act and react based on their current inner programming. So when it's being rude to you, not because it has anything to do with you, but basically everything to do with what they're thinking, what is going on in their life at that given moment. So when I lose people now, I do not internalize it anymore, but I'll just go ahead and tell myself, you know what? This person is just not my person. This person is not meant to be my friend. This person is not meant to be my partner. This person is not meant to be my soulmate. This person, we're just not meant to get along at the workplace. And that's it. There is no need to internalize it because I don't know you from Adams. You don't know me from Adams. So why would I want to internalize all your bullshit and carry all these baggages? It's way too heavy. So if you choose to leave, well, that's on you, and I wish you luck. Give yourself as many chances as you give your partners, your friends, your families, because you deserve it too. Like, if your boyfriend cheated on you, we women, I don't want to say we are so dumb, but come on, I feel like sometimes we are just so dumb. A guy would literally disrespect you, cheat on you, treat you poorly, and then you would forgive him and accept him back into your life a million and one times, as many times as he does it until you finally have it up to here. But then, whenever you do something wrong, you're so nasty to yourself. Just because you forgot to carry out a specific task, just because you were clumsy, just because you missed the date or something, you talk down on yourself, you look down on yourself, and you treat yourself really badly. Like, sometimes I feel like you should see yourself as a baby. So every single time you're saying something really nasty to yourself, I want you to imagine talking to a baby. So imagine looking at a baby and you're telling the baby, oh, you're so dumb, oh, you cannot do things right, you're not good enough. Why would you want to tell a baby that? That is literally abuse. You're abusing that child. And the same way you do that to yourself, you need to understand that you're literally abusing yourself. So you know how many times you give people opportunities, your friends will disrespect you, you'd forgive them. Sometimes they won't even apologize for the disrespect that they give you. You would even forgive them and let them back into your life and into your space. Why can't you forgive yourself? So if you know the way you've been giving people opportunities, giving people second chances, compromising yourself for other people, learn how to compromise yourself for you. And basically, it's not even compromise. I call it self love. Because if you're willing to go outside your time to do things for the people you care about, learn to go outside of your time and yourself to do things for yourself too. Because you literally deserve it as much as other people do. No is a complete sentence. Okay, you do not need to explain yourself to anybody. You need to start getting comfortable with saying no to anything that doesn't align with your time, your values, your morals, even your peace. I'm telling you, because no is a complete sentence. And honestly, the way I see it, if you tell someone no and they feel bad or insecure or judgmental just because you said no, then those people are literally not meant for you. Period. Because someone that genuinely has your best interest at heart, whenever you say no to them, they would respect it even if they don't understand it. And that's the way you know people that are genuinely there for you. This literally applies to all people pleasers, because when you're a people pleaser, saying no feels like an atrocity. I personally, for every single time I have to say no or decline something that I personally know doesn't align with my morals, my values, or my time, I still feel bad either ways. But trust me, just because you feel bad about it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Because the more you do it, the more you get used to saying no, the more comfortable you get with it. And the crazy thing is that if you have problems saying no, chances are that you have problems with confrontation. And if you have problem with confrontation, then which means you're going to end up people pleasing for most of your life. So you need to start learning how to say no and stick to it. If you say no, I cannot be there, you do not need to explain why you cannot be there. Okay, no, I cannot help you with that. You do not need to explain why you cannot help them with that. If the person deserves an explanation, definitely go ahead. But learn to say no without apologies and explanations. It's going to build up your confidence and it's going to help you set better boundaries. And most importantly, you're going to sustain your peace of mind like that. Because if you're constantly saying yes to every single thing that comes up to you, everything that comes your way, you're literally compromising yourself. And one day you're going to get very resentful for that. Because then you're going to feel like people are taking advantage of you. But in short, you have to admit the fact that you're the one that lets people take advantage of you and there is no other way around it. So if you want to gain back control of your time, your energy, and definitely your peace of mind, learn to start saying no unapologetically. Invest in yourself. Now, when it comes to investing in yourself, I'm talking about physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. And I know this is a lot, and sometimes it's quite contradictory how to invest in yourself. Okay, let's talk about physically. Get yourself the nice things. Stop keeping your money. What are you keeping your money for? Get yourself the nice things. But now it's contradictory in the sense that if you're going to get yourself the nice things, you might actually do that and go broke while doing that. So you definitely want to balance it all. As much as you're getting yourself the nice things, that is why I definitely love the idea of budgeting. Before I go shopping, I would definitely do amazing things for myself. But before I do anything with my finances, I literally have to budget. And maybe you're sitting there and you hear this, you're going to be like, budgeting is for broke people. Maybe even rich people budget. I'm sorry to say that. Rich people budget. The only thing is that budgeting is done differently for different classes of people. Maybe now I'm budgeting because I do not have enough money. But maybe in the future, when I have enough money to do the things I want to do without having to look at my account balance, I will still have to budget because I'm still going to have responsibilities. The only thing is that the responsibilities would differ The amount of money I'm budgeting differs. Learn to budget, and when you budget for things, whether it's taking yourself to spa dates because you deserve it, whether it's budgeting for your investments, I hope you have investment as a girl, whether it's savings or stocks or whatever you want to invest in, cryptocurrencies or whatever. You need to have investments, you need to have backup plans, because don't just be earning money and just fold your hands and leave your money. Learn to grow your money, invest in yourself mentally, invest in yourself financially, learn how to make more money. Because to me, the real girl math is not just making money and finding ways to manage the money you currently have, but also learning how to make more money on top of the money you already have. And that's it. Okay, so as much as you're making money, you want to invest in your knowledge by learning how to invest properly, learning how to save properly. Things like this helps you become a woman of value, because now when you're able to sustain your finances well, when you're looking out for a partner, you're not just looking out for someone that will sponsor your lifestyle. You're actually looking out for someone that is worthy of your time, your attention, your energy. That is worthy of you as a person, because you are a complete package. You have a lot to offer, and you're looking for someone that is going to help you become the best version of yourself, not someone that is going to subtract from all the work you've actually put into yourself. Do you understand? So you are a complete package. Invest in yourself and don't be scared to do that. Invest in yourself emotionally. If you feel like you've got traumas or baggages you want to work on, go for therapy. Talk to someone that can help you relieve and release all those traumas. Invest in yourself physically. Look the best that you can and spoil yourself with the most amazing things, because you're deserving of all the love and attention that you can even imagine. Okay, all that love that you're thinking I'm waiting for someone to give you, if you cannot give it to yourself, then that love is dead, because no one is going to love you the way you love you. And that's it. Leave relationships that drain you. And this is very, very important, because sometimes we are surrounded with people that drain us, but due to our attachment to those people, we find it difficult to walk away. Whether it's at your workplace or your family or your friends, or even your partners, due to the attachment you have with them, you just find it difficult to walk away. Maybe you're at a job and you know that this job is literally sucking the life out of you. But because of your attachment to the job, maybe because you feel like if you leave the job that you won't have any other source of income, you then choose to stay. Darling, if you stay there and you end up dying, it's just going to take that company a maximum of 2 weeks and they're going to have your replacement. Period. If it's a relationship and you're with this person and you know that this person is literally draining life out of you, maybe this person is abusive, maybe with their speech or physically or mentally, these people are abusing you, and you choose to stay because you're scared that if you leave you wouldn't find someone else. If anything should happen to you, like if you go missing tomorrow, he's going to have a replacement for you. If you die, he's going to have a new girlfriend, he's going to have a new wife, he's going to have a new partner, and you will just be a memory for about 2 weeks max. And then they will even think about you. You'll just be someone he dated that died along the way. Okay, and you definitely do not want that. Even if it's your family members and they are joining you, learn to detach yourself from things, people that drain you, because it's definitely not worth it. And finally, I'm going to say work smart, not hard. But the reality of it all is that you would never know how to work smart until you've worked really hard for an unreasonable amount of time. And that's it. The only way you can actually work smart is if you've worked hard, and then you would find out the cheat code. You would know what actually works. Because when you're starting out something, you're not going to know what works. You would never know what works. And even if someone gives you a roadmap and tells you this is how you're meant to do it, this is what you're meant to do to succeed, chances are that you might try it, and what worked for them will not necessarily work for you. And chances are that you might actually do it to be able to perfect that skill before you would actually be able to master it enough to make it work for you. So until you get to that point where you figured out the hook and crannies of your skill on how to better yourself and become the best in your field, you definitely have to work hard, because until you've worked hard for a reasonable amount of time, you would never understand what working smart really is. So I do not want you to sit there and be deceived by people that tell you work smart, not hard. Before you can actually work smart, you've got to work hard. Let's say you want to start a business, and even if I gave you a roadmap on how to start a business, you need to understand that in life, we are all going through life and experiencing life differently. So even if I gave you a sure roadmap that worked for me, the chances are that if you try the same thing that I did, you're not going to see results immediately. You need to perfect your skills. And it's only when you've been able to perfect your skills that you then be like, okay, this is what I did that worked for me. So I'm only going to focus on what worked for me. But you can never get to that point if you've not even done the work. Because it's when you do the work, you figure out the cheat code. That is it. It's as simple as that. So please don't be deceived by delusion of working smart, because at the end of the day, there is no such thing as working smart if you don't even know what it means to work hard. So basically with that, we've come to the end of this video, and if you found this helpful, please let me know in the comment section what which tip resonates with you the most, and let me know if you found this helpful so that I can create more content like this. And I will see you in my next episode. Bye.